Hi guys, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Guys, let's do some awesome crafting. Y'all stay tuned. So today we are going to do some amazing crafting, and it is feel-good crafting, and it is designed to allow us to stay in touch with loved ones near and far. And it is just a great little way of saying, you know what, I'm thinking about you today, or happy birthday, whatever the reason may be. And here is what we're going to be making. I'll be using a different paper today, but this is what we're going to be making. And it is this wonderful, absolutely wonderful A2 card box. And guys, this is deliciously gorgeous. I can't put it any other way than that. It is absolutely spectacular. So when you open it up, you've got this wonderful inside, and we are using this beautiful rolled paper from Rossi, and I'll also be using another Rossi paper today. But this is the paper that I used on this, and it's feathers, and you can see the gold throughout. It's absolutely spectacular. And then I mixed Rossi with Anna Griffin. There cannot be any better combination than mixing those two. So I used some of the Anna Griffin sentiment toppers to create my own little set of cards, and I created 4 cards to go in this set. I have happy birthday, sending love and hugs, and a get well soon card. So then I took some more of that Rossi feather paper to make my own custom envelopes to go with this set. And don't you guys think that these envelopes are just spectacular? In fact, the whole set is spectacular. So this is what we are going to make today. So here is what we are going to need to make our project. And before we get started, for those of you who may have an aversion to a certain pitch on wind chimes, or you may not care for wind chimes in particular, or you may not care for my wind chimes, you are going to hear wind chimes in the background. I do have my door open. I do enjoy the sound of wind chimes. It helps me to relax. So you will be hearing those in the background. Just wanted to let you know that before we jumped into the video. You will also be hearing birds because they are very active today. So we are going to need some chipboard. I have 2 pieces that measure 6.5 by 2. I have 2 pieces that measure 6 5/8 by 5 1/4. I have 1 piece that measures 2 by 5 1/4. And I have 1 piece that measures 5 by 2. I use a medium weight chipboard, and the link is in the description box. Then we are going to need 4 pieces, and I am using my Italian wrapping paper. But if you're going to follow the envelope making process that I'll be demoing, I would suggest that you use a lightweight paper for this. And by lightweight, I mean really something the weight of a piece of copier paper. So we'll have 4 of these, and they measure 7 7/8 by 7 7/8. Then I will have 4 pieces of regular weight cardstock that measures 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. And then I will have 4 pieces of cardstock, and I'm using a heavyweight from Hobby Lobby that measure 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. Then I have a piece of regular weight cardstock that measures 5 by 5, and a piece that measures 12 by 5. And then I have my outside cover, which is 7 by 17. So if you don't have the rolled paper and you want to make this box, you can join 2 pieces of 7 by 9 cardstock or decorative cardstock to get this look. Okay, so to make this project, I am using 1 full sheet of 20 by 28 rolled paper, and then I'm also using a small portion of another sheet, and I'll show you that when we get to that portion of the project. But if you are going to be using 12 by 12 papers to make this project, please check my description box because I will have a list there of how many pieces of 12 by 12 you'll need to make this project. Okay, so to make our project, we're going to start with a piece of the 6 5/8 by 5 1/4 inch chipboard, and I am going to place that down, just basically placing it in the center, just like this. Then I'll take my piece that measures 2 by 5 1/4, and I'll place that down, giving myself about 1/8 of an inch in spacing. Then I'll take my final piece of 6 5/8 by 5 1/4 inch piece, and I'll place that down, giving myself about 1/8 of an inch in spacing. And now I can take this and just fold over my edges on all 4 sides. And now I can come back and just miter cut my ends. Okay, so once we have our edges mitered, we need to lay down these side pieces, the edges, and I am just going to do that using my glue because it's handy, but you can use your double stick tape. You can even use a tape runner if it is a very high quality tape runner. So I am going to fold this over, and then I'll get everything smoothed out with my bone folder. And I am going to repeat this process on all 4 sides. Okay guys, so my edges are all folded over, and I have placed tape all over the exposed chipboard on this jacket here. And now I am taking my 12 by 5 liner piece, and I ran glue along the edges. And I am going to pull this towards me so that I can get this stuck down. And I'll use my paper towel just to really kind of push my glue a little bit. And then I'll use my bone folder to really work that glue in, guys. All right, and then I will take my 5 by 5 piece, and I am going to place glue on all 4 edges of this, and I'll stick it down. So I am just going to take this piece, try to get it matched up with that one. Use my paper towel just to smooth everything out. And then my bone folder to make sure everything is nice and stuck. So now we have the jacket of our sweet little box ready. Now we need to make the box portion of this. All right guys, so to make the box portion of this, we need to start with a piece that measures 4 1/2 by 20. And we're going to take 1 piece of our 6 1/2 by 2 inch piece. So we're going to place that right at the bottom of our strip. Leave yourself a little bit of a border so you can trim off. But you can see how I've got this placed right at the bottom. And now we'll bring in the 5 by 2 inch piece. We're going to place it at the bottom. And we're going to use about 1/8 of an inch in spacing. And then we'll take our final piece that measures 6 1/2 by 2, and we'll do the same thing. So we're going to use about 1/8 of an inch in spacing, and we're going to get that stuck down. I'm going to flip this over, use my bone folder to get everything nice and smooth. Then I'll use my finger blade to trim off here and then flare out. And I'll do the same thing over here. So I'll trim, and then I'm going to flare out just like that. Now what I need to do is I am going to place tape all over this, and I will be right back. All right guys, so I have my tape all over this, and all I'm going to do is basically stand it up so that I can get it ready to fold over, and then I will just fold it over just like that. Now I can flip it over, get this nice and stuck down. Then I'll go along that edge just to get it nice and straight. I can use my finger blade now to come back and trim off all of the excess paper. And now I can take this and just fold it like this. So what I'm going to be doing is I will take this U shape here, place it inside of the box, bring it up to the back piece, and we'll glue it in place. And y'all know what? We'll have a beautiful, beautiful box when we're done. So I'll use my glue, and I have got my 3 raw edges of the U shape right here. And I'm simply going to place my glue all over that raw edge. Okay, so once you have the glue all over the bottom, we are going to take that U shape and place it down, and I'll start with one side first, and I'm just going to get it placed down. Then I'll place the other side, and then I'll start moving it around to where I need for it to be. And I definitely want it hitting where that score mark is, because when I bring this up, I want to make sure that it is going to hit. So I'm going to move that one up just a little. And then basically I'll pick it up so that I can look at it to make sure it's even on both sides. And when it is, I'll press down. So now we need to simply take our glue, place it on the raw edges of this piece here. And now we can fold up this back, and we'll need to hold this in place for about a minute to let it set up, and then we can let it dry on its own. All right, guys, so our box is dry, and don't you think that this is absolutely fabulous? I love it. This is truly high-end looking. You would go to the store and pay a lot of money just for this box. But we are about to fill it with something oh so cute and oh so fabulous. So I am just going to set this to the side and show you guys what I'm talking about. So we are going to make these gorgeous coordinating cards, and they're just note cards, blank on the inside. On the outside, I'll be using different sentiments, but I mean, seriously, look at this set. Is that not fabulous? And then we're going to top it off by making our own custom envelopes to go with it. Now, whether you send this out as a full set or you take one of these, you pop this in and you mail it off, guys, you have set the standard for excellence when you do something like this. And that's exactly what we are doing on this channel. So let's make the card first, and then we'll make the envelope. So I told you guys earlier that as we got further into the project, we would need another piece of decorative paper. And this piece basically is about 12 by 12. And what I will be putting on here are my envelope liners. So I put my adhesive on the back of this piece. And so what I'll be doing is I have my piece stuck down, and I am simply going to use my blade, place it along the edge of that paper, and you'll be able to feel the edge. And then I am just going to trim this out. Okay, so once we have the paper attached to this, all I'm going to do is fold this in half, just like this. And I'll use my bone folder to really reinforce my crease. And I'll go ahead and do my other one as well. So I'll take it, fold it in half, and use my bone folder to reinforce that crease. And you can see that we have two very high-end looking note cards. Now we're going to finish these off, and I am using my stickers from an Anna Griffin card kit, and I will have the link to Anna Griffin in the description box. And you guys can go out there and just take a look at the card kits and the embellishments that she offers on her site. I love them because I love just taking the pieces of the kit and just using them in a way that I want to use them when I'm making cards or boxes, whatever it is I happen to be making. So now I have an awesome, awesome set of 4 cards. Aren't those just so delightful, so gorgeous? Now we're going to make the envelopes. So I am just going to make one envelope with you guys because this process, I could take this piece and run it through my Xyron to get the sticky on the back, but I know not everyone has a Xyron, so I'm going to show you an alternative, and it's going to require me to go outside to finish this step. What I'm going to do is take my spray adhesive, and I am going to spray the back of this. Then I'll bring it in and I'll lay it down on this, and that's how I'm going to create the liner look for the inside of the envelope. So I will be right back. All right, guys, so I have my spray adhesive on the back, and I am just going to take this and place it down, try to get it nice and even, because I really only get one take at it. Didn't get it too even down here, but that's okay because when we make the envelope, that'll mostly be hidden. So I am going to trim off right here where I kind of laid it down too close. So to make my envelope, I am going to be using my 123 punch board. And guys, if you don't have an envelope punch board, it is one of those things that if you're going to be serious about paper crafting and especially card making, you might want to invest in this. You can get them for under 20 bucks. So to make my A2 size envelope, I need an 8 1/4 by 8 1/4 inch piece of paper, and that's what this lightweight cardstock is. And now I need to position this in at 3 5/8. I'll punch, and then I'll go inside here and make my score. And then basically all I'm going to be doing is finding my score mark, and I think I'll do it on this side so I can see that score mark better. So there's my score mark. I'll punch. And make another score. Punch. And score. So basically all you do is line it up with the score mark, and you will have your marker here. And there's the score mark. Then you punch. You go inside the groove over here and bring it out. And I can see where I forgot to punch one. And now we can put the envelope together. So I want the liner on the inside. And you can see the part where I went too close to the edge. That's actually going to be covered. You won't even notice it. And now I can use my glue. And I am going to place just a little glue here and a little glue there. I will not go all the way up to the point. And then I can close this just like that. Okay guys, so now our envelopes are done, and we have a complete set of cards and envelopes, and I think that this is just a fabulous, fabulous way to create something special to give as a gift. Perfect for Mother's Day or any occasion, just perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my box in. I went ahead and just added this gorgeous little sentiment to the inside, and I am going to just lay some ribbon on the inside. I'm not going to glue it down or anything, but I'm going to lay that ribbon there, and then I'll bring this over just like that, and I'm going to tie myself just a little bow, nothing extravagant. And I think that that is just so cute. And then when you close it, I have this wonderful faux belt loop that really works, and I thought that it looked great on the project. So I decided that that is how I would close this one. And don't you think that's really smart looking? I love how this looks. So I am going to bring both in, and you guys can see that we now have two absolutely fabulous, just fabulous little card sets. They are perfect for gift giving, or you can keep them for yourself and just send out cards to family and friends. And then when you team it up with your own custom envelope, oh my goodness, guys, it's just a true statement maker. So I am going to put this back in, close it, and now you can see just how gorgeous these both really are. So when finished, we have 5 inches wide, 6.5 inches long, and 2 inches deep. These are designed to hold your A2 cards. And because they are such a deep box, you can see just how much room you have to really put more embellishments on the cards if you like. So guys, I hope that you have liked this fabulous project. And if you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join my online crafting family. You guys, please stay safe. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.